willpower here.
That's right. By the way, before we get started, choir boy? Choir boy?
Yeah, you just preach what the crowd is saying.
Cleared out the competition. You know I'm sitting right over there. You better keep that stuff while I'm on the sideline.
I'm listening right now.
When I come out here, unless this turns into a wrestling competition, you're in trouble.
All right, let's go.
And it may. We'll see.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so after the game, we heard Paul Pierce say that KD is now the best player. You agreed with that. On yesterday's show, Will, you said Kevin Durant is the best player on the planet. We've seen a changing of the guard. You want to tell everybody here?
It sounds like they've heard it.
Tell us why he's the best player. Why he's the best player in the game.
I know where I am. I know who I'm sitting at the table with. I know who's sitting behind me. I'm not going to change my tune just because I'm in Cleveland, not in Oakland anymore.
There you go. Stay strong, brother. Stay strong.
No soft moves.
That's fine. That's fine. Here's the argument. Here's the truth. Here's the facts. Right now, as your colleague sitting on set with you the other night said, Paul Pierce, one of the greatest NBA players of all time, said, right now, that's the terms of the debate. Today, KD is the best basketball player on the face of the planet. Now, that does not mean somehow that KD is someone higher on the all-time list than LeBron. Clearly not. It doesn't mean he was better last year than LeBron. Clearly not. It doesn't mean he's been better over the last 5 years, or even that he's guaranteed to be better next year. But right now, in this series, over the past week, in the last 2 games, if an alien flew down from Mars and watched his first basketball game in his life, and you asked him which player on the court right now is the best player on the planet,
Now.
I'm sorry, Cleveland. He wouldn't point at LeBron.
You know what's funny?
He'd point to the guy on the Warriors, not Steph.
You too damn old to be acting like a millennial with this microwave mentality. Like everything changes by the second. And that same alien will only had to watch 2 games and say, oh, that guy is outplaying that guy. But if that alien knew basketball as a whole, he would know that LeBron James is a much better player than Kevin Durant. One, he fills the stat sheet in every single column. 2, when you have LeBron James on your team, that is a indefensible force. Like LeBron James in his 2 bad games getting outplayed by KD went 28, 15, and 6, and then messed around and got a triple-double. And we sitting there talking about, oh, he's falling off the cliff. I look at it like this. The quickest, easiest answer to this question is this. If LeBron James were on the Golden State Warriors, what would those numbers look like? And you know they would be even greater than what KD's doing. So stop with this argument. It's not close. It's still LeBron James.
Such a microwave mentality. I'm disappointed in you.
Get him.
I truly am. How about this? There's a reason why there's Player of the Week, Player of the Month, Best Player in the regular season, and then there's Finals MVPs. There's levels to this. Do you realize that I actually was Player of the Week one time in the NBA?
It's your boy, CJ.
And you were the best player on the planet, you're saying?
And Kobe was in the league. Shaq was in the league. Tim Duncan was in the league. And you know what I did when I woke up that Monday morning? I said, I'm the best player in the world.
Is there ever, honestly, is there ever a day you woke up that you didn't tell yourself that?
Yeah.
When Kobe gave him that 81.
I tell myself that.
No question. Hey, the day I looked.
That's the day.
It didn't take that to get there. I did it 10 years before that. When I looked in the mirror and realized that I wasn't Magic Johnson. I was like, oh, okay, you were just okay. So back to the point.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant has been terrific in these finals. It's been 2 games. Can he at least win 1 championship before you make him better than LeBron James?
Man.
Can that happen? Like, there's a reason why he left OKC to join Steph, because they needed to team up to beat LeBron James, the best player in the game. That's why that went down, and they needed to form a super team.
All right, microwave mentality, huh? I'm living in the moment. I'm a prisoner of the moment.
Yeah.
You said that an alien could look at the stat sheet, Marcellus. I hate for you to walk yourself into that cul-de-sac where you can't get off, because I got it right here. I've got the stat sheet.
Let's do it.
See, the thing about it is, it's about these 2 games. I don't think it's a microwave mentality when I'm coming from a second-place position to start. I'm not arguing that Kevin Love has overtaken LeBron James as the best player in the game. I'm not arguing that Seth Curry has overtaken LeBron James as the best player in the game. I'm arguing that Kevin Durant is the best player on the face of the planet right now. Stick to the terms, when you say falling off the cliff, I've never argued that LeBron has fallen off the cliff. That's not what I argued. It's that KD has elevated his position from the second player, best player in the game, to make this right there with LeBron. LeBron's great. No one's taking anything away from LeBron, and he's playing great except Marcellus in one place. And that's head-to-head with KD. And that's where your stat sheet argument falls apart. When LeBron is guarding someone, that man is shooting 67%. When KD is guarding someone, he is shooting 37%. KD is playing both ends of the court. LeBron is playing offense wonderfully. Right now, his defense, it's suspect.
LeBron is playing 105, first of all. Let's be real. And nobody else is even out there helping LeBron James. And if you want to say Kevin Durant is better than LeBron James, as Jalen pointed out, he's standing on the shoulders of Steph Curry. Think about it. Number 2 and number 3 in our league had to join forces just to attack number 1 in the league.
Why do we keep overlooking that LeBron got to put together Kevin Love? He waited until Kyrie got to Cleveland. Don't act like LeBron hasn't done his best in his career to surround himself with great players. Have we forgotten Miami? Did we forget Dwayne Wade?
Respect.
Did we forget Chris Bosh?
First of all, when he got to Miami, Dwayne Wade wasn't the same Dwayne Wade.
Mentality. You're forgetting the 5
That's not the same guy. And then 2 and 3 sitting there saying, let's join forces in our prime at 29 and 28 years old.
Dwayne Wade and LeBron didn't do that?
And Dwayne Wade had the injuries that started to derail him to the point where LeBron looked at Cleveland and said, with a number 1 draft choice and a young Kyrie Irving, I need to team forces with him. But Kyrie Irving, respect, is not the same duo as you see now with KD and Steph. You got LeBron right now waiting for Kyrie to show up in this series. And it's only been 2 games. How the hell can you leapfrog the king in 2 games with his body of work?
They do say it's not a series until you play a game at home.
Because what's that?
They say it's not even a series till you play a game at home.
We'll talk. We'll be here. Keep talking throughout these days. Look, the answer to your question is because he's beating the king, both in a team game and one-on-one. It's happening. This is the thing. I'm calling it as it's happening. You're waiting for it to be obvious. You're waiting until it's done. The political analogy is not knowing until you woke up after Election Day that Donald Trump was going to win presidency. It was happening in front of you. You could see it. You were in denial until it happened.
A lot of people wanted that.
Hey, there's a difference between cheering and telling you the way it is. This is the way it is.
Hey, you're right. We were in denial. I'm still in denial.
Okay? Don't get fired,
You might want to listen to the guy telling you as it's happening.
And since you bring up our commander in tweets, let me just tell you. For KD to have this conversation, it's not far-fetched. I mean, like, you and Paul are really talking about a guy that's been a top 2 or top 3 player the last 5 or 6 years.
Thank you.
But what you're really trying to do is be the first on the bandwagon. Say, I told you in 2017 that he was going to be the best player in 2019.
No, it'll be fun, but that's not what I'm trying to do.
No, that is what you're trying to do. That's what media does now. They don't want to be right. They want to be first. And you know what? And if you're wrong, we're not going to have a show talking about how wrong Will Kane was.
How about
we're not going to have that show.
First of all,
First take we might.
There's no meeting where I'm saying I want to be first. There's no meeting. Trust me, popularity is not the name of my
Paul
game.
Pierce was sitting there as he was saying it. Chauncey Billups was looking at him like, boy, what is you, ignorant? And his producers were saying, go to commercial. This is crazy. What are you talking about?
Do you think being right is a popular proposition? Do you think being right is put up to a vote? Do you think being right subjects itself to being unanimous? It doesn't. I don't care if you both think I'm wrong.
Respect.
I don't care what they think.
Respect.
I'm right.
Respect.
It's happening.
Respect. I love you standing your ground. Let me give you a hypothetical.
I know you do because you've been on Cavs while they've been losing every game.
You ready for this hypothetical?
Yeah.
What if the Cavs do what they did last year and KD still balls out? And KD balls out. Or is KD still the best player on the planet?
Give me.
It's a real question. It's a real question.
Because I got caught up in a hypothetical that's completely impossible.
Oh, we heard that last year.
Okay, but so what's your hypothetical? If it happens like it did last year, and what?
If it happens like it did last year, KD's still balling. I don't want to take away from KD.
Well, LeBron,
but they don't win the championship. Cavs win. Is KD the best player on the planet?
No, he's not.
Well, then. It's a team game, isn't it?
But I don't think I'm going to be in that position, Marcellus.
You were last year.
Hey, you do realize if the finals ended today, it'd be co-MVPs.
If that.
Kevin Durant.
I don't think so, Jay.
Outstanding basketball.
I don't think so.
Just saying.
I mean, they're both playing great, but it's Kevin's trophy.
Let's talk about Steph Curry because he's one of the most beloved players in the NBA. You rarely hear someone describe him as classless. But here's Mike Francesa ripping the chef.
Curry looked ridiculous on that play. Listen, you know how many times LeBron James has scored over every one of them and not shown them up? It just shows you that Curry doesn't have a lot of class as a player. I'm sorry. To me, he acts like a clown on the court. You don't do that to a player. You know how many times LeBron has dunked over him or embarrassed him and scored over him and not shown him up? I mean, for him to do that the one time he scores over him is just ridiculous. I thought that was really classless on Curry's part.
Jalen, some bold statements there. A little shade by Mike Francesa. Is he right, though, about Steph Curry?
I really like Mike, but he's dead wrong on this one. Because the last time I checked, all players do a lot of celebrations. And so right now we have fans and media actually enthusiastic that the NFL lessened what they would punish players for actually celebrating their achievement.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
And so I always applauded players that were really introverted and act like they've been there before, like Barry Sanders. As a Lions fan, he scored a touchdown, make 5 people miss, just hand the ball to the ref. And I was like, how can he do that? I would go crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? Steph Curry has a lot of built-up energy and anxiety from last year's finals. Throwing the behind-the-back pass that went out of bounds, team blew a 3-1 lead. And Steph Curry always handles himself with class. We see him be a husband, a son, his brother's in the league. He's an ambassador for the game. He handles himself with maturity, respect, and responsibility. So how he behaves on the floor, that's a different individual. That's a different person. And it's the championship. It's not like it's the 5th game of the year and it doesn't mean something. This means everything to him. And I'm excited about watching him play and show that level of enthusiasm.
Yeah, I can't call this classless. I've never seen anything Steph Curry's done on the basketball court made me think that, let alone off the court.
Well, he did throw his mouthpiece last year in the finals.
I give you that. I give you that.
But that was the only time, and that was the only time he got ejected.
I give you that. This is a guy who has lived by a standard and a work ethic that has gotten him into the conversation at one time of being the best player. Remember, this conversation was last year. Now it's KD after 2 games, but it was Steph Curry last year after 73 wins. And everyone's saying, oh, you know what? LeBron James, look out. And LeBron James took exception to that. He's like, hold on. Do you see my body at work? And already you're going to try and anoint this guy as the new king of our sport? Okay. And they had their moments and their clashes. And we remember when LeBron James blocked his shot and when LeBron James looked at him like, stay in your place. And then we saw Steph Curry and his team trying to be number 1. And then have to take a step back. Now remember, Steph Curry and his anxiety of trying to be the number 1 player in the game and having the best team, and they don't win a championship, and he's not the best player. And then they add Kevin Durant. There's some part of him that has to say, I wanted this to be my team, but now I have to share this same glory with this guy to get to where I want our team to go. But all that said, that wasn't a guy that was being classless. As a matter of fact, in that moment, he wouldn't even look at LeBron James because I think he respects
You think that was respect?
And no, respect and deference that I don't really want it with you. We want it with you, me and KD, but I don't want it with you. And LeBron James, when LeBron James blocked the shot, he looked him dead in the eye and said, look, what's up now, partner? Now, when Steph did his, he looked into the crowd and said, doesn't this feel good? And saved me from him. There's a completely different response. He's not classless.
So I don't personally have a problem with what Steph's doing, his celebrations, but I'm going to tell you this. This coming from Francesa, it's not coming out of left field for me. I've been hearing this. The tide has been turning on Steph for some time, and I'm going to tell you why. Jalen, it's not just the high kicks. It's not just the shimmies. It's not just the celebrations, the mouth guard chewing. It's that it happens. The sentiment is that it happens when he's in front, when they're winning.
Yeah.
You heard Max Kellerman sit here yesterday and say Steph has a bit of front runner. Did he not say that yesterday?
Real.
And I'm telling you, that's a mentality that's running out there. There's a sentiment that these Warriors, and embodied by Steph, are turning unlikable. They came from being the underdog, upstart, everyone cheered for them team, to becoming America's villains, and Steph's antics are part of that. It's Draymond's emotions. Honestly, it's Steve Kerr's politics. It's KD's decisions, not Steve Kerr's politics, but that he talks about politics. These are all things that divide us, and that's what's starting to divide the people on the Warriors. They're starting to be, I'll tell you this, the country would rather see the Cavs win this. It would be better for the NBA if the Cavs win this, because the Warriors are becoming the villain. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. But
they've become the villain not because of anything you said. It's because they have 4 All-Stars and they're the favorite. And we like to create storylines in sports. They handle themselves with respect, with discipline, and it's the championship game. I want to see emotion. I want to see enthusiasm. You don't want to see somebody celebrating a sack when they're down 21 points.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm up 21, then I should celebrate it.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing. The last time I checked, they thumped the Cleveland Cavaliers the first 2 games.
Yes.
Right?
Hold on. I get you about celebrating when you're down. You know what I'm talking about, what people are talking about? It's Steph walking away from the 3 with his hand up before it goes in.
You know why?
And it misses.
You ready for this? Because he can. This ain't Nick Young shooting the 3-point shot and walking away. Because he can. Steph Curry's the first player I ever seen get the ball 80 feet away, and it's 3-2-1 on the clock, and we're all looking and think it might go in.
Yeah, that's real.
The first player in the history of the game, so he can do that.
All right. Good stuff, guys. We got to leave it there. Will, you'll be back with us a little later in the show.
You bet.
Looking forward to that. When we come back from Hoffer House in Cleveland.